M0FXB Retekess TR113, how to set the squelch. So you've got a button here that actually says squelch, and if we just look here, you'll see squelch. Now it doesn't matter what mode you're in, you can be in the HF band just by pressing the radio band here. That's what it does when it switches. And everything works. We're on lower sideband. Now to set squelch, press and hold this squelch button, and here you'll see that it's on 0. And it's turned it on. So, and it's showing number 1, and it says on here. But how do we set the squelch level? Well, I'm going to show you now. So what you do is press and hold set, and you turn this outer ring until it says squelch level. Then press this triangle, and now you can move it. So let's move it to number 2. Press again and again. It's done. You can just press and it will go back. And now we've got squelch level 2. To turn that off, press and hold. Let's say we want to go to the VHF UHF band. Press here. Okay, we're on, that's my local repeater. And this antenna here, I'll just show you, the very first one, is what they call the walkie-talkie antenna. And it does cover 2 meters and 70. I can't see that it covers airband at the moment, but it definitely covers 2 meters and 70 centimeters. So 145 megs, 440 megs. You can actually screw a Bofang antenna into it. If I just take out my adapter, that looks like that. And there's your sort of Bofang connection. It says WT for walkie-talkie, and that's something you want to keep in mind when you're selecting the antenna. Let me just screw in my Bofang. Now we've got this sort of loop antenna. They call it a loop antenna in the middle. Let me just show you there. I'm just screwing in my normal Bofang antenna. And if you get outside of your shack, that antenna is actually going to do quite well. But inside your shack, it's not going to do great at all. You need to get on a hill, really, with a rubber duck. But, you know, if you've got some nice, strong repeaters near you, like we have where I live, then you're going to be sorted. But anyway, antenna selection. See the way at the moment, and it's quite... Let's zoom in, just so you know. It actually says walkie-talkie antenna here. And it says external, and we've got local as well. So when we press the select antenna button, it changes. Now that's gone to what I would use for HF. That's gone to, there's a connector on the back. And for HF, I would flick it to the bottom. You've got 3 selections here. Medium wave, which is 520 to 1710. Then you've got long wave, which is 153 to 522. But at the bottom, you've got shortwave 2, and that's the one that does 2.3 to 30 megs. So what you would do is get yourself an adapter like this. See this one here? It's all, see if we can zoom it in. It's just like, look, BNC PL259 SO239. It's a bit of a long way of doing it, but then you do that, and normally you just poke it in the end. You don't really need to push it right in, just poke it in the end and it will start picking up the HF bands. But I found that it will actually, if you poke in the top, yeah, it will actually pick up from the top. Not really sure why it does, but it does, yeah. So, and you got this one here, which they call the middle connector. Is actually cord. If you look close, such a big device. This it's called external loop antenna. And so you can actually select that by pressing the antenna again. I got a feeling you need to be in HF though. So what we do is go to radio mode. We're in HF, and the quickest way to go through all the HF bands, once you're here, is just to actually hit the sub band. That's the quickest way you'll get all the things. So if I quickly plug into, let's plug into the back like we just did. Like so. And then make sure you're in the right mode, LSB, by pressing D mod button here. Okay. You can do the bandwidth as well, and then you can tune. To get larger steps, press the triangle, try and find some activity. Now look at the loop has appeared. So if you look here at the loop, basically the loop means the middle connector. So if I unplug that and plug it in there, now you could plug in this thing, but which is going to work fine on broadcast and probably medium wave if you're outside. And now it says internal, so we press it again, the antenna button. We want it to be external, so now it's using that same connector. It's not a loop, it's just a wire. Unfortunately there is that chuffing and as you tune, because it's an SDR and that's just... But look, you can see it works. Hit the step. See it up here, the step. Trying to get 0.1. Is that too fine? I'm not speaking now, of course. But anyway, the whole point of this video was to show you how to use the Squelch. The volume is here. There is a scan button here. Works better in VHF, UHF. Press the VHF and you can type. So if you look here, it says VHF. Okay. Now if you type in, press again, so it says UHF. Now type in, say 4. Oops, you have to press the enter button first. There's an enter button here. 4, 3, 4. There is a dot. 5, 5, 0. Keep going with the zeros. Actually, we want 5, 5, 0. That's why we do it this way. And then we can listen to my node. Oh, someone there. And that's picking up the walkie-talkie antenna.
And then after that, once the net dries.
Now remember, I'm not going to show you in this video, but you can control everything I've been doing via a free app. In the end, I couldn't resist it. There's the app there. And it's Bluetooth connected. You literally just turn it on and it just finds the radio. On, off, type frequencies, up and down. I'm not going to show you in this video, but everything I'm doing here, you can do on a Bluetooth app. And that's Android and iOS, Apple, iPhones. So there you are. I hope you find this useful. Bye for now.